Hey y'all, it's Alex with the Creative Llama. If you see this red live box right there, that means I'm live, but if you don't see it, that just means you are catching the replay. Y'all, I think this is the first time I've done a live this late at night, but I'm so excited to jump on, and we're gonna create this cute little joy door, it's not a door tag, but just a little like home decor piece. So when you pop on, say hello and comment the word joy, and I'm gonna pull up the comments over here while y'all are getting on, and then we are gonna start painting. So we've got a little bit of painting to do, not a big deal, but here we go. So I'm gonna do my background white, and then obviously my tree in green and my joy in red. So let's put all this to the side and let's go ahead and get painting. Hi, hello, y'all. I don't think I've been on this late, like ever. So hi Julie, hi Angelica. So y'all, I'm taking my Dixie Belle paint in the color Fluff, and we're gonna paint the background of this. I picked this one because I find that Dixie Belle has really good coverage and I really like it. Hi Sybil, hi Diana. So we are doing a little tree tag, but we're gonna add a pattern to our tree after we paint it. So we're gonna get our tag painted first, and then we will paint all the other pieces, and then we will do some chalking. I probably should use a regular brush rather than a sponge brush. I feel like I'm gonna get better coverage, yeah. So how was everybody's day? Did y'all have a busy Wednesday? Y'all, it was busy around here. I started off my morning with some appointments, and then I worked because I'm leaving town tomorrow for the weekend. So lots of orders are going out tomorrow, but my day was busy and it was productive, and I always feel like when I'm productive, it makes it for a good day. Where did you buy Dixie Belle? I bought it locally from a store here in San Antonio, but I know you can order it online, which I'm wanting to get more colors, but I have black and white, and I love it. I love the Dixie Belle for painting the background of door rounds. I think you get a really good coverage with Dixie Belle. Hi from Katy, Texas. I'm in Texas too. I sure am. If anybody is new here, say hello. My name is Alex. Like I just said, I live in Texas. And a little bit about me is I always tell y'all, I used to be a teacher. I taught elementary school for 11 years. And so here I am. I'm teaching y'all how to craft now. Okay, it's nice and painted. Let's dry. And then let's see if we need any touch-up spots or anything like that. Hi, Miss Yvonne. Y'all, do me a huge favor. Comment the word joy. Comment the word joy and see if you get the message for me. And hi, Miss Nancy. Let's see. Thank you for sprinkling. Hi, Miss Jan and Miss Cheryl. Hello, y'all. I checked online and the ship. Oh, really? You got the message? Yay, Miss Marcy. Yay. Okay. Y'all, I'm such a messy painter. Is anybody else like a terribly messy painter? My table looks shadowy. What do you mean? Hi, Samantha. Hi, Monica. What do you mean it looks shadowy? Maybe I need to pull it back a little bit more. No message. Let's see. Let me look here. Let me look. It's showing that it's sending more light needed. It might be because I don't know. I've got 2 photography lights up, and then I've got my overhead light on. You got the message? Okay. Hi, Donna. So there is our background. The outline of the tree is scored on there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it is on there. Hi, Louise. Okay, I think that's good. We're going to put that to the side. Let's wipe up our table. Thank you for the follow. Anytime y'all do hit that follow button, that little counter behind me does move. Hi. Hello. Hi, Lori. All right, let's close up our Dixie Belle. And let's wipe up our glass mat, y'all. I always tell y'all, but this is like my most favorite thing I think I have in my craft room. It is awesome. I got mine from Michael's, but you can also get it from, you can get it on Amazon. All right, so next we have our joy, our little thing to go around the circle, and our star. So we're gonna paint our joy in pesto. Hi, Sharon, that's okay. We just got started not too long ago. So I am gonna use my chalk paste to paint. I'm gonna use the color pesto, and I am going just to spray a little bit of water into it, or on it, just to kind of thin it out. And we are gonna paint, ooh, we might have to do a couple coats of this one. But we're gonna paint our tree pesto. I'm not worried about the star because we have a star piece to go on top. So we're not, if I get a little bit of green on there, it's not the end of the world. We're not gonna stress about it. But is it still not working, Miss Teresa? I don't know. You know what, Miss Teresa? I don't know if it will send to a page. It may not send the message to a page. It might have to be sent to like a personal profile. You know what I mean? I think that might be the case. Alrighty. We are going to do a little bit of distressing to kind of give our tree a little bit dimension, but we are going to add a transfer on top of this, a little pattern. And y'all, I will have a kit available in my VIP group as soon as I hop off of here. So if you're not in my VIP group, you can comment the word joy and then click on the button that says my free groups or my groups, and you can join from there. But my kits, I just offer everything all in one place, so you're not having to go to a couple different websites to grab everything. Hi, Miss Leona. Try it without the heart. Yeah, Miss Teresa, it might be because you're commenting as a page. Alex, did you make the shelves that are behind you? I really like them. No, these shelves are from IKEA. These are from good old IKEA. It took me a long time to find like shelf. Still didn't work? That's weird, Miss Teresa. I'll have to look into that. But it took me a long time to find shelves that I really liked. And the cool thing is that they're pegs, so you can adjust the shelf height anytime you want, which I really, really like. Alrighty. Hi, Miss Pat. So there is our tree. Let's do another coat really quickly. I'm going to spray a little bit more water onto my foam brush, and let's get this a little bit more evened out. Sometimes when you're painting with the chalk paste, it doesn't give you like a nice solid even coat. So you might take you a couple of tries or coats to get that solid. So we'll just do this really quickly and then we'll paint the rest. You're so welcome. And Miss Sharon, if you need like the actual name of them, just send me a message. I can tell you. I think they're called the Ivar, but I'm not completely sure off the top of my head. All right, let's dry this. I know. Hi, Miss Lisa. Choose Joy. Oh, I love that name. Thank you, Miss Lois. Hi, Kylie. Miss Kylie, I have not seen you in a long time. How are you doing? How's your mom? How's the family? Okay, so that kind of made it nice and solid. We are going to add like a plaid to the top, but I'm going to set that to the side and let it dry a little bit more while we paint the rest of our items. Okay. Hi, Miss Pam. Hello, y'all. So tell me in the comments, do y'all prefer to watch lives like later in the evening? So like I'm in Central Standard Time, so it's 9 p.m. here. Hi, Miss Tisha. Or do you prefer like earlier in the evening? I like going live earlier in the evening, but I feel like y'all are going to tell me you prefer later in the evening because like you're done with dinner, you're done with all the things. You're closer to me. Where are y'all at now? You don't have to say. You can send me a message too. Earlier, later. Miss Samantha's a night owl. I always like to know. So I'm going to take the color Cherry and I'm just going to dab off the excess, and we are just gonna go around this little circle. We should be able to do this in one coat, and then we're gonna paint the word joy in cherry. Just a bit earlier, an hour ahead of you, yeah. Normally I don't go on this late. Normally I go on like 6:30 Central Standard Time, but I'm kind of thinking maybe going like around 7 Central Standard Time. It just depends. Either time works. Hi, Miss Mandy. All right. So I'm really trying to not be heavy-handed when I'm painting words, because y'all know me. If you saw me paint the tag, then you know I'm a messy painter. But on these words that are like these cutouts that are a little bit more intricate, sometimes if you put too much paint can build up in like the corners, and I don't want to get paint on the sides of the wording if at all possible. But if that doesn't bother you, then you do you, you know? Hi, Miss Lee and Miss Shauna. Oh no, it's showing me that I'm slow again. Am I choppy for y'all? It's glass. Hi, Miss Sandy. It sure is glass. Oh no. Am I frozen now? Y'all, I got kicked off my live yesterday. Hopefully that's not happening now. All right, and then I'm gonna take the color Saffron. Came back just, okay, blurry. Am I still blurry? Because now it's showing me that I'm not. Nope, it's showing me that I'm blurry. I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm blurry. I don't know what is going on. Some days it's good, some days it's not. Okay, so I took the color Saffron and we painted the star. So the saffron is more of like a mustard color. Okay, hold on. Let me try to turn off my Wi-Fi. Let's see if that works. Hopefully. If it doesn't, then there's not much I can do at this point. We're kind of just stuck with it. Is the glass my answer to my question? Yes, it's made out of glass. Okay, so here's what we have. So you could totally leave your tree. You could totally leave your tree solid. Oh, we gotta paint. No, it'd be helpful if we painted the bottom part. I know it's freezing. There's not much I can do. It just kind of is what it is at this point, unfortunately. I turned off my Wi-Fi. It hasn't done this to me in quite some time, so I apologize. All right, let's paint the trunk of our tree, and I'm just using the color Bark. Okay, and I didn't even thin it out. I just started painting it on there. So we are gonna add a pattern to the back, but you could leave it solid green and put it on the tag itself like this. Okay, and then you can distress and all of that, but we are going to add a pattern. So y'all, I apologize that it's all grainy and all of that, you know. I know. Hi, Roberta. Better for you. Okay, so it's not just me. Miss Lois said that Mr. F Book is doing it to everybody. All right, so here we go. I'm going to use this 4 transfer pattern. Y'all, this is heavily loved. We use the dot one quite a bit, but we're going to use this plaid one on the tree. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to fuzz my transfer, and then we are going to wax our surface, okay? So when I'm fuzzing, I'm just applying a little bit of lint to the back because you don't want your transfer to be way too sticky, because if it's too sticky, I know, Miss Lisa. It's okay, though. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, sticking through the graininess and the choppiness. I appreciate it more than y'all know. Okay. And my wax is right here. We're going to apply a little bit of surface wax. So anytime you paint, you do want to add a little bit of surface wax. I heat mine up because mine, for whatever reason, is flaky. So a little bit of wax, and the wax is going to protect your paint that you put down. But you don't need a ton. Now, you can over wax. If you over wax, what's going to happen is when you go to put your paste down, your paste is not going to want to stick to your surface, right? So if that happens, clean your transfer, then you can realign it back up and then apply your color again, and you should be good to go. Hi, Miss Elizabeth. All right, so we're going to make sure that our plaid pattern stays just on the green. So I'm just going to kind of line up the base of the tree. You know what? No. Here's what I'm going to do. To protect the trunk, I am going to use a little bit of placement tape. Question about the glass. You got it from Hobby Lobby, if I remember correctly, but what is the blue and white where you kind of measure or such as that, etc.? So I got this from Michael's, but to be honest with you, this part, I have no clue what it's used for. I'm sure there are some very crafty people on here who know exactly what this part is used for. I honestly, no clue. I'm just going to be completely upfront and honest. I have no idea if that's the spot you're talking about. All right, so let's get this straight. And my silly self glued it to the table, or taped it to the table. And here we go. Now, I'm not worried about if my paste gets on the star part, right? Because we're going to glue this right on top. So let me turn on my hot glue gun, and we're going to use Shimmer Olive. So this is going to be a shimmer color. And we're going to apply this all over, okay? Now, you could do just a regular green. You could do whatever you want, whatever color combo you wanted. But I thought this was going to be really, really pretty. Okay, so you just take your color, you just apply it all over, making sure you get that space underneath completely covered. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick up all of that extra paste because that can be put back into the jar. Now, I'm going to lift up slowly because if there are any spots that I missed, I can lay it back down and put more color, okay? To measure material or felt. I wasn't planning on it, but we could totally do that, Miss Samantha. Should we diamond dust the star? Y'all, check out that tree. Look at that. I know it's grainy, I'm sorry, but what do y'all think? Do y'all like that pattern for the tree? I think that is really, really pretty. I'm going to lay that over here. I'm going to spray it with some water. All right. Let's close up our paste. I know. Isn't that so cool? So make sure you're in my VIP group, okay? Because I am going to have kits available for my project tonight. So if you want to grab what I'm making, you can comment VIP, or if you comment the word joy, that's our keyword for tonight. There's all sorts of buttons in there that you can click. I know, Miss Teresa. Yeah, so comment the word joy for the supply list. You'll get a message from my page. There'll be like 3 buttons. So like the first one says supply list. You click on that, and it'll give you another message with some more buttons for like the wood cutout, the chalk products, all of that good stuff. Then the second button on the main one is I need to join my free group. So I have like a cutout group, I have a VIP group. And then the third button is to get live notices. So I do send out a Facebook message before I go live each time. I was going to say Miss Joy. Hi, Miss Diane. All right, so here is what we have. Let's check it out. Okay. So I'm thinking, what do y'all think? Look how cute that is. Tell me, what do y'all think? Do y'all like it? We're gonna add some distressing oxide or distress ink to the edges of the tag because I think it needs a little something something. Okay, so I'm using the color Walnut Stain and my finger dauber. Y'all always ask me where I got my finger dauber. It just comes in a pack off at Amazon. And we are just going to distress the edges like so. Thank you. Y'all, do me a huge favor, hit the heart button, comment the word joy, and then if you can sprinkle the video, that helps us out, or that helps me out tremendously. Every comment, interaction, like, anything like that does help. So, even if you're just a silent watcher, which I am guilty of being a silent watcher on many things, it does help. All right, so here's what we have. I'm gonna add a little bit more. All right, there's what we have. Let's dry it because I tend to not dry my distress ink and then I get my fingers all in it. Yay, Miss Christine, I'm so glad you love your cutouts. Hi, Miss Wanda Gates, welcome on in. My name is Alex. If y'all are new, please say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. I always love to hear where y'all are from. And do me a huge favor, hit the follow button and that little counter that's right there that I'm pointing at will move. And everybody always loves to see it move. I love to see it move. All right, so let's get on here. Let's see what else we need to add to it. So I'm thinking, should we add a little bit of white ink to the word joy, or should we leave joy the way that it is? What do y'all think? I know, Miss Louise, I think it's my phone. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Should we add a little bit of white to the word joy? Like to the red, basically. All right, I'm gonna add this. Can we just buy the cuts? Yes, Miss Christine, you absolutely can. Some highlight, yeah. Leave as is. A little white. Yeah, I'm thinking just a smidge of white. Okay, and if we don't like it, guess what? We can repaint it and it's not the end of the world. Hi, Miss Vicky from Kentucky. Welcome on in. I'm so glad you're here. All right, so we're gonna add just a smidge of white to different areas. And I'm using the Hero Hues white ink pad. This came right from Amazon too. Y'all, Amazon is the bomb. I love it. Leave it. Okay, just a smidge helped. I think it just kind of gave it a little bit more of something something. And I'm gonna do the same, but I'm gonna do a little bit heavier on the circle. Yes, 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 yes. Hi, Wanda. All right, so what do we think about this? I think this is adorable. Okay, y'all, we will do a giveaway at the end of the live. So you have to be on at the end. So hit the heart button, comment the word joy, and then sprinkle the video if you can. Thanks. Goes with the white tag. Yes, that's kind of what I was thinking, Miss Rhonda. So do we love it? Should we add distressing around the edges of the tree? I feel like we should. I feel like I should add a little bit to the edges. All right. Not that I think you're going to be able to see it a whole lot, but I think it's going to add a little bit here. not a ton. And some of you are like, don't do it. Don't add it. Hi, Janine. You like this project? Me too, Miss Roberta. Me too. So this actually was like a really tiny little tag. It was like a 3x4 tag or something like that. And I blew it up because I wanted to make a bigger version of it. So there we go. Yes, I think that looks great. Now I want to raise it off the board a little bit, but I think we're just going to leave it the way that it is. So what I'm talking about is like you could put little circles or little pieces of wood behind it to kind of give it a little bit more dimension, but we're just going to glue it straight to the board. This is called a finger dauber. I got a pack of like 50 or 100 on Amazon. But it's linked in my Amazon storefront. So if you comment the word joy and click on supply list, my Amazon storefront does pop up for you if you need it. All right, here we go. Let's start gluing. So I know, Miss Angelica, the Grinch stuff is kind of, I want to, but I know of people who have offered Grinch stuff and their stores get closed down because of copyright. So I don't know if I will be doing it. If I do it, if I offer any Grinch stuff, it will be on a live sale. It will not ever be posted on my website. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm using Stick Fast glue. Got it off of Amazon and I just put it in a different bottle. You don't have to do that. But I really like it because it gives you some time to work. Okay. And I am going to add a little bit of hot glue to the back of this. Just a smidge. And set that down. Now, the back, my white tag is scored with the outline of the tree. Okay, so, all right, there's what we have so far. We're gonna glue our star. And y'all, we might add some little dots to our star. I know Miss Samantha said, let's do some diamond dust, but I don't know. Should we do diamond dust or should we add like accents, like white accents? So here's the thing, because I chalked on my tree, okay, so the tree has the word joy etched in it, so you could line it up. But because I painted and I chalked on it, it's really, really hard to see. So I'm just going to guess where it goes. Diamond dust. Hi, Rhonda. Y'all think diamond dust? All right. And also I like to use the Stick Fast glue when doing words like this or more thinner cutouts, is because this will dry clear and you won't see it like the hot glue. A white accent. I'll explain. So what I'm thinking of doing is just adding a couple of white dots to the star and maybe to the trunk of the tree. Or we can do some diamond dust. Y'all let me know in the comments which one we should do. Diamond dust. I would have to grab it from my cabinet. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side. Let's clean. Here's what we have so far. Okay. I'm going to hold it still because I know it's a little choppy and blurry for y'all. But that's what we have so far. Let's clean our transfer. So I put my stuff on a bath mat. Y'all, it is so much easier. I'm telling you, take your transfers to the sink and clean them. It is a whole lot easier than the bath mat. When I did my gingerbread village yesterday, all those pieces a lot cleaner. Those pieces got a ton cleaner than the ones that I did on the bath mat. Thanks, Miss Tisha. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, even though the quality of the video is not the best. Y'all hanging out and chatting with me and talking with me and tell me what y'all think means so much. Okay, so I washed the front and the back just with regular water. I'm going to take a paper towel, wipe up all that extra water, and let's put this back over here. And I'm going to get out my big old transfer, and I'm just going to lay this right back down. And it is good to go. All right. So did we decide diamond dust is so dangerous? It gets in your fingers. If you drop, it goes in animal. Ooh, that's a good, that's true, Miss Christine. On my eyelids. Hope you have, thank you, Miss Sharon. Okay, I think I'm just going to do white accents, but we're going to do a giveaway. Diamond dust would work, diamond dust would work great. But let's add a little bit of white accents and then we'll be done, okay? This took me way less time than I originally anticipated. All right. So I'm just going to add, well, that didn't work out as planned. Y'all. Look what I did. Those are not the white accents I was hoping for. What are the other transfers on the... So you have... That's the dot one that I've used quite a bit. This one is like a woven plaid, a regular plaid. It's hard to see. And then this one is just... I don't even know how you describe it. But y'all, you can get the tag by itself. You don't have to get the cutout. You don't have to do all the things that I'm doing. You can just get, sorry, hold on. You can, oh my gosh, squirrel. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You can just get the tag by itself. So if you comment the word joy and click on supply list, you'll click on wood cutouts and the link is directly there. Or you can just go to my VIP group as soon as I hop off of here and I will put the kit up. So then you can just say which cutout or y'all. I swear, you can go to my VIP group and claim the cutout and I'll just invoice you. I don't know what is wrong with me tonight. I use chalk pens for the first time. Yes, I use Posca pens and they're awesome. Alrighty. So sorry that I'm struggling to get words out, but I just added some white dots there. They're really small, really nothing too crazy. I'm kind of thinking... Hold on. I'm going to do just some dots on the lettering. There we go. I think that looks good now. But I will post a picture of my finished piece in my VIP group so you can see what it looks like without it being all blurry and all of that. But there's what we have. So you could leave it like this. You could get some jute or rope and make a hanger. But I think I'm just going to leave it like this. What do y'all think? I think this turned out really, really cute. You could even do like a pattern on the background and just paint your tree solid. Miss Christine, I'm not sure. You would have to join as your personal profile, not as a page. I know, I love it. All right, y'all, let's pick a winner. We finished this up really quickly. I thought it was gonna take longer, but we're done. Thanks, y'all. So do me a huge favor, hit the heart button, hit the follow button too, and that thing will move behind me. And comment the word joy. I'm going to pick a winner from the comments to win a $5 coupon off their next woodcut order. But I'm gonna hold it up one more time, really, really slow while my thing refreshes. I think it's my internet, y'all, because even over here on my computer, it's moving really slow. Like slow as molasses. Maybe. Yes, good luck to everybody. Here we go. Come on. Come on. So if you want the cutout, if you want the transfer, if you want the paste colors, just get in my VIP group and go claim over there. I will post it as soon as I hop off of here. But here we go. Hi, Miss Sherry. 1, 2, 3. Miss Marcy Woods Ritter. Are you still here? If you are tonight's winner. Let me know if you're here. If not, we will go. I am back. I sure am. There she is. Miss Marcy, I will send you your gift card or your coupon code here in just a second, okay? But here's our project for tonight. I'm going to try to hold it as still as I can so you can get a good look at it. Thanks for hanging out with me, even though, you know, life happened and Facebook and internet and all of that. But thanks for hanging out, and I will not be live the rest of the week, but I will be back live on, Sunday, and we're going to be doing a live sale, okay? So I'll bring some new cutouts, all of the things. So make sure you're signed up for live notifications, and I will see y'all on Sunday. Bye, guys.